Hey, what's up guys, Andy here, and today we're reviewing over Fairy Tail episode 306 titled The Winter Wizard. Now, as you can tell by the title, this episode centers pretty much around INVEL and another character. We'll talk about all that in a minute, but the overall episode was it was kind of slow to begin with, but it's kind of setting this final huge fight up, in my opinion. It's setting it up somewhat okay. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the beginning portion, but the latter half was really, really good. As for the episode entirely, yeah, it was alright. It was alright. The entire episode put together was good. There was a lot of feel-good moments, and I really hope that they do something with Romeo, because they kind of set him up a little bit here. But, of course, you know, Romeo's not one of the main characters, so I'm not sure if they're gonna even elaborate on that at all. But yeah, got to see a lot of stuff being set up. Irene is a heartless bitch, par normal, and, Zareth has emotions. But we'll talk about all that in this review. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into this video. I really want to talk about some few points. There's not a lot to discuss this week. It's probably going to be a shorter video than some of them, but yeah, if you do end up liking the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into this.
They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
So we start our episode off with a full recap of everything that has happened in Season 3 up to this point. Normally I don't like this much recap in an episode, but they did this really nice to where it blended into the intro really well. Talking about the intro, I don't know why, but when I watched the intro at first, I was like, is this a brand new intro? And I'm like, wait a minute, no it's not. I was about to say, because like, this intro is just so good, and I don't really get a chance to sit down and look at it too much because I'm writing my notes, but I enjoy it. We move into the right back where we left off pretty much, and kind of tells them, where were you, old man? It's about time you showed up. And then he jumps over to her and he's like, oh, and they had a cute little scene. But then Gildarts goes right back to being the serious badass he is, and he tells God Serena, if you were alive, you'd be one hell of a wizard, but in this form, you're just a small fry. And then they smash heads. We cut into the intro here, to the title card, and it's the Winter Wizard, which is INVEL. And, yeah, he's a badass. I love his character so far. We move over to Romeo having kind of a mental breakdown, to be honest. He's like, I worked so, you know, I was so hyped for this, you know, I was ready to go, and now that I see all these guys and we're outnumbered, I'm scared. And Wendy tells them we're all scared, but we gotta be strong together. So we cut into who's gonna be fighting who, and it looks like Elfman and Lizana are gonna be fighting Agile, and Mira is gonna be fighting Jacob in this portion. So, I mean, I guess Mira is gonna kick Jacob's ass due to his quirkiness, but Agile, I don't know how Elfman and Lizana are gonna beat him. But for a more important fight that I'm really excited about, we have Rogue versus Bloodman and Minerva versus Wall. Don't care too much for Minerva and Wall's fight. I don't really like Wall as a villain, but Bloodman is an awesome villain, and Rogue is fighting him, which means, you know, Gajeel was Rogue's teacher, and he's gonna pull some cheese and be like, well, I was the one who killed Rogue, or Gajeel, or something, like, because, you know, Rogue, he couldn't hear the voice, so he might not know that Gajeel was with him. So, he might not know that Gajeel's even alive, which is gonna be a really cool fight. Regardless, even if he does know Gajeel's alive, it's still going to be a badass fight because Rogue is like his student, so to speak. So it's going to be really cool to see that go down. And on top of all of that, Yukino is going to find Nineheart, and I'm sure Serrano's going to be going with her, so they're going to be fighting him. But Nineheart's got different orders, which we'll find out about a little bit later on in the episode because it was fucked up on all accounts. Moving forward, we have Gildarts busting out his move, Purifying Truth, Firmament. I think that's how it's said. But yeah, it literally just one-shots God Serena again. I feel bad for Serena. He was built up so good and then got his ass kicked. But Romeo is pretty much over his breakdown at this point, and you know, everyone's charging forward, and he's like, yeah, the guildhall waits. We got this. So he starts running with them, and you see all this cute scenes, and we cut straight into Mavis being completely tortured. And we find out that Zareth doesn't want to see her like this. You know, he asked Irene, how long is this going to take? I don't want to see her suffer. And that's when Irene kind of hit him. She said, you're never going to beat Acnologia if you remain this merciful. I mean, he's he's the true dragon. He's the bad motherfucker of the West, you know. Well, maybe not the West, maybe the entire world. But, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. But then Nineheart busts in, and this is what I was talking about. He tells her, I've located Urza. And she's like, huh, so she didn't die. Kill her. And he's like, what? And she's like, don't make me repeat myself. And he's like, my magic doesn't work on her. But you know whose magic doesn't work on someone else? Invel's magic doesn't, but does, not work on Gray. His winter magic, he uses ice. He freezes everything while Gray uses ice. So he froze Natsu, Juvia, and Lucy. And she was like, oh, so you're immune to the cold. And Gray was like, who are you? And he then pretty much slices through the air and hits Gray, and Gray's just like, oh fuck, you know, I actually feel cold. At this point I was thinking, oh shit, Gray's gonna have to bust out the devil slaying stuff, and if he doesn't, he's dead. And he does. He busts it out, and he tells him, Invel tells him, he's like, your ice make has nothing, it's an inferior magic to my winter. And he's like, well, what about this magic I got from my father? And then he just busts out this sword, the Zero Longsword, I think he called it, and he just starts slashing, and Invel's hurt by this, but in that moment, Natsu, heats himself up and gets everyone unfrozen, and Brandish walks right in, and as soon as he gets up, she's like, these ones are mine, and then walks out. I don't think Brandish is gonna hurt him, though. Brandish doesn't seem like that type of character anymore, even though Mest did that whole thing, that was fucked up, and she's got a right to lay claim on Mest's head, but I don't think she will. But as for Gray and Juvia, Gray's in his devil slaying half form here, and he's connected with Juvia, and they are in those slave things to where they're kind of like losing their mind a little bit, and he says you all are connected, and until one of you all die, the chains won't be broken. And his whole plan is here, he's going to be like, Zareth, you don't have to defeat E.N.D. because I'm going to set this one up perfectly to do it. So once he kills Juvia, which is this Invel thinking, he's like, once he kills Juvia, not only will his heart will blacken and the devil slaying magic will take over, then he'll go after E.N.D. and we'll have, kill two birds with one stone. He won't be coming at us, and Natsu gets killed pretty much, or hurt more. But, yeah, at the end, Juvia says, I can't hurt Gray, I'll end my life instead. And this is the last scene we get nothing else, so we don't know if she actually is going to do it or not. I don't remember this part in the manga, so I don't think she will, but if she does, that'd be fucking insane. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. So, like I said, it started off a little bit slow, but I enjoyed the recap, I enjoyed the little scenes. But as for an overall standpoint, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. But yeah, Invel's a badass, and he might be one of my favorite characters of the Spriggan. I think Irene's a heartless bitch. But let's just get that out of the way. Nineheart has the coolest design, in my opinion. Agil's just a dumbass. I don't know. I think Invel might be my favorite Spriggan 12 member. I mean, August is cool and all, but I think Invel's my favorite. So yeah. I had to just play war with myself in my head. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the video. If y'all did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.